Mushrooms and Gnomes, Astrology of Trending Fads and Fashion, written, directed, and presented by Rev Dr. Dikki-Jo. In our little image here, we see the fairy tale or fly agaric mushrooms in the upper right, and a gnome hiding twixt the mushrooms and the other fauna and flora in the area. In this video, Reverend Dr. Mulling will read her Ballad of the Gnomes and Mushrooms poem. She will talk about gnomes as caretakers and good luck charms in our lives, and the importance of the mushrooms, both from a health standpoint and a spiritual standpoint as well. And she talks about how mushrooms boost our overall vitality. Now we will listen to Dr. Dikki-Jo Mullen's discussion.
Hello, stargazers. I'm astrologer Dikki-Jo Mullen, coming to you from Orlando, Florida, with a special study of fads and fashions in astrology. Do you baby boomers remember pink and turquoise appliances? Does everybody remember the trolls of the 1960s and then later on the Beanie Babies that everybody had in the 1980s? Certain colors like brown with turquoise will come together for years at a time, or everything will be red or orange. Some people think this is a color conspiracy. And I don't know about that. I don't actually think it's a conspiracy, but it is influenced by astrological trends. Right now, in the 2000s, especially the 2020s, gnomes and mushrooms are trending. And in the heavens, we can see this with the planet Neptune, which is in the mystical sign of Pisces, and Saturn, which represents parameters, the real tangible world. They're both transiting together in Pisces, and even though the beloved characters of gnomes and mushrooms appear, especially the red and white dotted fairy tale mushroom, in history all throughout, now they're really ubiquitous. They're everywhere. I was at a roadside stand, a tourist destination here in Orlando, and all of the little items for sale were all gnomes and mushrooms. I really loved it. Who's to say there's no such thing as mushrooms of gold, gnomes, or a fairy ring? The lines are from a ballad I wrote in honor of gnomes and mushrooms. It's called The Ballads of Gnomes and Mushrooms, poetry by Dikki-Jo. Mushrooms and gnomes, then, trending since the pandemic of the early 2020s, these colorful and whimsical symbols have been dominating the worlds of art, clothing design, home decor, alternative health, and culinary creations. There are even cakes shaped like mushrooms and gnomes. There are no signs of the trend slowing down right away. If anything, these beloved and rather mysterious twosomes have been gaining in popularity. Well, we could even say their influence is mushrooming. Gnomes are members of a greater earth fairy family. Smaller than leprechauns, dwarves, or elves, most are about a foot tall. Occasionally, a more robust gnome might be 2 or 3 feet in height, though. Some of them are very tiny, just a couple of inches. Gnomes are secretive and elusive, seldom seen by people. They can be recognized by their distinctive pointed hats. Usually they prefer red. Gnomes are benevolent guardians, more concerned with caring for the earth and the treasures such as crystals and flowers than in being involved with our mundane affairs of human life. Gnomes are caretakers since at least the 15th century. Sculptures and carvings of them have been placed in gardens and homes as charms. They attract good luck and prosperity. They tend to be whimsical, nostalgic, kind of furry, hunchbacked figures, and always have button noses. Throughout the ages, gnomes have been on the fringes of our world, with both kindly and mischievous qualities. They bring touches of hope, happiness, and enchantment. Gnomes are folkloric. They're reminders of the reality of the natural world. They create portals of escape from the ubiquitous and predictable. Gnomes tend to be loners on a solitary path or traveling together just in small groups of 3. A gnome family might be a male, female, and child. Whether solitary or in company, gnomes will often be coupled with mushrooms, especially the red and white spotted fairy tale mushrooms. This is called the fly agaric mushrooms. Mushroom varieties appear in many forms. They are the fungi which sprout inexplicably out of the damp and darkness. Mushrooms usually grow in a circle, and this is called a fairy ring. The old legends identified the circle or ring as a place marking where the fae have met and even danced, and where they go in and out of other realities. Colorful, edible mushrooms are appearing everywhere on restaurant menus. They're even offered as vegetarian dishes, a plant-based alternative to meat. In many unique varieties, mushrooms are served as cocktails, teas, main and side dishes, and snacks. Some are considered superfoods with life-enhancing properties. There are sinister members of the mushroom clan, though. Some of them are mind-altering hallucinogenics. Others are deadly poisons. Mycology, that's the study of mushrooms, was long classified as a branch of botany. All of that changed, though, in the 1960s, when mycologists determined that fungi actually evolved much as an animal species might have. Currently, mushrooms are classified as an entirely different category that's neither plant nor animal, but as something in between. A prominent mycologist pioneer was Beatrix Potter. She was the author of the tale of Peter Rabbit. She made magnificent contributions to the science of mycology. Because she faced so much discrimination as a female scientist in the 19th century, Beatrix Potter turned away from mycology to focus on illustrating and writing her beloved children's books. Her books have become the classics. Think of Peter Rabbit and her other characters. Perhaps her enduring themes and characters intertwine with the mystique of mushrooms and gnomes that we see today, because Beatrix Potter is kind of undergoing a revival too. And all of this comes back to patterns in the heavens, astrology, and how what is above reflects what's below. Evidence suggests that gathering mushrooms as food actually dates to prehistoric times. Euripides, who lived from 480 to 406 BC, wrote of mushrooms. A Greek philosopher, Theophrastus of Erissus, who lived from 371 to 288 BC, classified mushrooms as plants, but which were missing some significant organs. Later, Pliny the Elder, who lived from 23 to 79 AD, wrote about truffles. Today, truffles are expensive mushrooms. They're considered the most rare and precious of the species. Pliny mentioned him in his voluminous work, Natural History. In 1552, a German botanist and Lutheran minister, Jerome Bloch, described mushrooms as being neither herbs nor roots, nor flowers nor seeds, but the superfluous moisture of the earth, of trees, of rotting wood, and other things. Those that are used for eating grow most commonly in thundery and wet weather. Medicinal mushrooms have been used in folk medicine by healers from Russia, China, Japan, the Middle East, and also our Native American traditions here in North America. Medicinal mushrooms have been treasured throughout history for their health-boosting properties. The impressive benefits they offer include many varieties rich in vitamin D and other antioxidants. Medicinal mushrooms offer immune system support. They contain bioactive compounds which contribute to overall wellness, blood sugar balance, treatment of inflammation, better brain function, focus, mental clarity, and cognitive ability, boosting overall vitality with components that support the health of the nervous system are among the attributes of mushrooms. This includes the potential to reduce the risk of neurological conditions. So mushrooms and gnomes, stars, planets, the cosmos above us, might they be consciously working together? Are they a dynamic cluster of tiny beings involved in a mission beyond what we can conceive of? Are they bringing spiritual benefits to humanity and a healing influence ecologically to planet Earth? My own feeling is they all tie in strongly with Gaia, the Earth consciousness, and the very popular ecology movement as the 2000s progress. I'm Dikki-Jo in Orlando, Florida, wishing you a bright and beautiful day. Watch for gnomes and mushrooms.
Thank you for watching the video. Reverend Dr. Dikki-Jo Mullen has been gifted with several psychic learning styles that she has developed over her lifetime. Each of us has been gifted with innate psychic learning styles as well that we may choose to develop. Reverend Dr. Dikki-Jo Mullen is an astrologer, psychic, and parapsychologist. She provides astrology, psychic, rune, and tarot card readings. She provides face-to-face and Zoom readings and seances. She offers webinars, face-to-face individual and group sessions as well. Here are Dr. Mullen's social media sites. Her email recently changed. She offers inspirational insights on her WordPress site. She has more than 200 related videos on her YouTube channel and also maintains a Facebook page. Reverend Dr. Dikki-Jo notes that use of the internet enhances the psychic energy of her work. She observes that this is a result of the fusion of her earthbound energy, her psychic energy, and internet energy working together. She encourages you to explore and develop your innate psychic learning styles.